Let's consult. I was gonna say, let's consult Google. Look at my last Google search. What's up, y'all? Attorney Tom here. Today we're gonna be reacting to r/Attorney Tom. I'm gonna be answering y'all's questions. And this video is going to be split up into multiple parts because there are a whole bunch of questions on the subreddit. The subreddit is exploding, and I'm gonna try to answer everybody's question. Let's get started. Can I sail with a cannon on my boat in the US? I was wondering, since you can own black powder cannons, I didn't know that, is there anything preventing you from putting one of them on a boat and sailing around with it? So the short answer is I don't know. The long answer is this is a great opportunity to put on my eye patch because I can already feel my eye getting lazy, and I don't want you guys to be mean to me. You guys are You guys screenshot some of my lazy eye pics. And I can be a pirate now for answering the pirate question. First of all, I didn't know that you can own black powder cannons, but just because you can own something doesn't mean you can take it anywhere. Let's just take a firearm, for example. You can own a firearm in your home. That doesn't mean, in some states, again, not legal advice, you can own a firearm in your home, but that doesn't mean you can take it everywhere. So even if you could own a black powder cannon, that doesn't necessarily mean you can sail with it. The short answer is, I don't know. Can a company auto-copyright anything they make as soon as it's been made? It's a great question. So, first of all, I'm not an IP lawyer. IP lawyers are actually smart. You know, these fancy corporate and intellectual property lawyers have to articulate, wow, that's ironic, articulate their words, their emotions. You know, what I kind of do is kind of brute force, like, you know, beat your chest, client hurt, pay money. Let's consult. I was gonna say, let's consult Google. Look at my last Google search. Alright, I'm not gonna try to downplay this one. I did look this up. I had a very interesting conversation the other day about selling feet pics on OnlyFans. Oh my god. Exposed. Are works automatically protected by copyright? Look at that, our friend Google. Copyright exists automatically in an original work of authorship once it is fixed in a tangible medium, but copyright owners can take steps to enhance their protections. Now let's verify that the source is credible. Okay, it's the government, the people who make the copyright. So there you go. There's your answer. Again, not a copyright lawyer. Don't ask me. Okay, so I have a stupid and terribly thought out question. Excellent. Say I'm an influencer and my entire income comes from that, but I don't talk about certain sensitive topics. So say some random person takes a picture of my text about those sensitive topics over the shoulder and posts it online. I get canceled and my career is ruined. My source of income yeets out the window and I'm very financially unstable. I somehow end up in a position in which my life depends on how much money I have. I apologize for yawning. This actually is not a stupid question. This comment says you could possibly sue them for defamation, but truth is an absolute defense to defamation. For instance, let's just say you something that is very sensitive, or let's just say you say something, it's very sensitive, you get canceled for it, you sue for defamation, well then the defense is, well, you actually did say it. And in this scenario, the person has text messages of you saying that. But that doesn't mean that there aren't some other causes of action. Did that person have a duty to protect what you say, to keep it private? Shouldn't you assume that anything you say in public or to somebody else could and will get around? You know, the more I think about it, without the existence of some form of duty, you know, or agreement prior to the releasing of the statement, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one more. It's a good question. It's not a dumb question. It's a very, very good question. See, the law is interesting, and that doesn't mean that you know everything in the law, but How about this? Let me know in the comments below what y'all think, and maybe we can brainstorm or think about this logically. Is it legal to take shopping carts off of the store's property? So no, that's stealing. You're literally stealing the shopping cart. That's their property. What's the legality of reaction videos? Is it legal to profit off a video of you reacting to somebody else's video? So the short answer is it depends. The long answer is I would argue that it's fair use, right? So long as you elevate or you do something to the reaction that elevates it past the original content, right? Meaning if I just watched something and I just stared at it for the entire duration, I didn't add any comments, I didn't add any questions, concerns, didn't add anything unique, then that's probably copyright infringement. But if people are watching the video, the original video, because they want to see your reaction to it, then you have transcended it or transcended the original video and it is fair use. Or at least that's the argument. Obviously, there's a broken structure today on how this gets implemented. As many of y'all know, I'm fighting a fair use battle. I did a reaction to the Lemony Snicket video about whether the marriage between Count Olaf and Violet is legal. I think it's a funny video. I think it's a great video. Well, it got taken down, or didn't even get taken down. It got copyright struck, or whatever it's called. I appealed it, and I lost the appeal, which is total BS. If this thing went to court, I would very confidently think I would win. So the short answer is you just have to elevate it, right? You have to make it fair use. You can't just stream something and watch it without adding any context to it. Real estate law. Why is it real estate law not criminally punishable? I have terrible landlords in the past. The police, they can't do anything because it's real estate law, and can you explain explain this to me? Okay, so real estate law is a type of civil law. Okay, so there's criminal and civil law, broad categories. That doesn't mean that what they're doing are, again, I don't know what they're doing, but that doesn't mean that they are violating or that they aren't violating criminal law. Perhaps they could be committing criminal fraud or other types of things like that. I mean, we have seen in the past people go to jail for real estate fraud type of schemes and things like that. Mortgage fraud, stuff like that. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. The short answer is in the civil world, all categories of law that fall under civil law, the only remedy that can be obtained is money. And in very limited circumstances, some form of injunctive relief or specific performance, but 99% of the time, it's just money. So if your landlords are messing with you and they're making it hard for you to live a decent, habitable life, the remedy would be money damages. Can you sue a hospital gender reveal company if they give you the wrong gender of the baby? First of all, are there gender reveal companies? Like companies just dedicated to gender reveals. It's pretty impressive. So here's the deal. Again, on the topic of civil law. Suing somebody civilly, the only thing you can recover is money damages. Okay? And civil cases are driven by damages. So let's just say that you have a gender reveal company that says you're going to have a boy, but you really have a girl. Well, what damages did you really suffer? A couple months of thinking that you were going to have a boy? I would argue that's not really a lasting damage, because the second that baby's born, you probably laugh, you're probably overwhelmed with joy because you have a kid, and then you probably laugh about it like, oh, ha ha ha, this is a girl, not a boy. So it's not really like you're going to be traumatized for the rest of your life. Now, there are probably economic damages associated with it, like what happens if you bought boy-specific toys or room, and you decorated your room all blue, and you got big signs that cost hundreds of dollars that said boy, and stuff like that. Well, you could maybe sue for that, but the reality is suing is very expensive. So if you don't have significant amount of damages, you're going to spend $20,000 to sue somebody to recover $500. So it doesn't make economic sense. This isn't legal advice. Just giving you my thoughts. Hypothetical situation: if somebody famous dies, but they have a secret twin, is that twin legally allowed to take their place as a doppelganger of sorts? No, that would be fraud. Actually, I do know. No, that would be fraud. Can you sue someone for getting hurt breaking into their house? If I break into someone's house through the roof and I break in through the roof and fall, are there grounds to sue? In this particular scenario, probably not, right? Because you're a trespasser on the property, you don't have a duty, or they don't have a duty to warn you of any defects or hazards that might be present, such as a weak roof. But there's a very, very interesting case, which I think I talked about on this channel before, where an individual rigged a shotgun booby trap in an abandoned house that he owned, and a trespasser entered the house just to kind of peek around, you know, like just somebody interested in observing an abandoned house, opened the door, boom, shotgun goes off, severely injures him. In that situation, the trespasser sued and won because the use of force was disproportional, right? You can only use deadly force if there's an objective and subjective fear of imminent grievous bodily harm. And in an abandoned house where the defendant was not located, there was no threat to his life. So it is against public policy to use deadly force when nobody is actually in danger. But in this situation here, a robber probably couldn't sue if the roof collapsed on him, if he was on the roof trying to break into somebody's house. Okay, in this video, Wade crashes through a restaurant's window and possibly injures some people. Can the people who were injured in this video sue the restaurant for something like negligence, for, let's say, not having stronger windows? Isn't it on the restaurant property to try to prevent something like this from happening? Let's see.
Time to go.
Yeah. So I actually agree with this analysis. So here's the deal. If you have a restaurant on the ocean, it is foreseeable that waves are going to come over the window level at some point in time, right? You're on the ocean. So you have a duty to the people who inhabit the premises or who are on the premises to keep them reasonably safe. And so if you just have normal windows, then that is a foreseeable thing that could happen. So I would argue that you would need elevated windows, stronger windows that would protect against waves such as this. So depending on the kind of windows that they had and depending on the damages that the patron sustained from this, I definitely could foresee a case if somebody was injured bad enough. Okay, well, I have to listen to what the memes say. You always listen to what the memes say. So that's it for today's video. There will be more parts. This is probably a 2, 3, or 4 part video because I'm answering a whole lot of questions. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to be a part of this community, and leave any questions you have on r/AttorneyTom. Be sure to get to them. All right, y'all. Thanks. Bye.